Elizabeth at A Literary Princess. If you are new here, welcome. I'm a 6-year PhD candidate in English literature with a focus on Victorian women novelists, and as you might expect, I love to read. Today I have the Used Bookstore Tag for you. This tag was created by Kelly from Books I'm Not Reading, who has some very interesting experiences with used bookstores near her. And I highly recommend you checking out not only her video for the tag, but also some of her other videos on it, because wow, what a ride. And then also at the end of this, I have a little used book haul for you. So there are 10 questions, 11 if you count the prompt to tag some other booktubers, which I'm actually not going to do, but let's jump in. Question number 1 is, what is your favorite or most often visited used bookstore, and what sets it apart or makes it special? So, every used bookstore that I love shuts down. It's tragic. It's truly, truly tragic. I don't understand. So my absolute favorite was the Book and Bar in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. And it is exactly what it sounds like. It was a bookstore and it was a bar. And it was a really good bar too. Like, they had really good drinks and also an amazing selection of books. They just closed down recently. Apparently the building was sold and the rent went up and no more Book and Bar. So I am incredibly upset about that. Like, especially I didn't find out until I was literally planning a trip into Portsmouth to go book shopping. And I was telling one of my friends about it and she was like, oh no, the Book and Bar closed. And I was just I also really loved the used book superstore in Middleton, Massachusetts. So this is, like, they had multiple locations. The main one is in Burlington, Massachusetts, which is a pain in the butt to get to from where I live, so I have never been there. But Middleton is very close to where I grew up and where my parents lived, or still live. So having them there was great, and I loved it there. Like, it was just, you know, it was a bookstore. It was mostly used books. They had some new books as well, like new releases and stuff. But they just had such a wide selection, and I really enjoyed them. And yeah, they closed down. I found out when I went to drop off a load of books that I wanted to get rid of. So that was upsetting. Very disappointing. So those were like my 2 favorite used bookstores. So now I don't have either of them. So I do most of my used book shopping now on thrift books, which honestly, I like thrift books a lot. You can get like free shipping if you spend over $10, which, you know, I do every time. They also have a really good selection, and you can search by edition. I'm actually going to show you that later. But so I do really like thrift books, but I like going to physical bookstores. And there are still physical bookstores that I go to. They are mostly new books though, instead of used books. So I need to, oh, there was another one. There was another one that was in the town was in the town that I currently live in. That closed down. I forget the name of it. I only got to go once, but it was really cute and I liked it. Then that closed down. Yep, so there's that. There is one other used bookstore that I go to that has not closed down. Hey. And that is Cracked Skull. I think that's the name of it. Cracked Skull's Coffee and Books. That is in Newmarket, New Hampshire. So this is a bookstore and a cafe. I have actually gone there to work on my dissertation with a friend who also goes to my university. And, you know, I do some dissertation writing and then buy a book along with some drinks and muffins and stuff. They have very good muffins and whatnot. A+. They don't have as wide a selection though. Like the book part of it's very small. So I do enjoy it, but I don't go there super often, and I don't love it as much as I love the Book and Bar or the Used Book Superstore. Question number 2, does your used bookstore take credit? If so, how much credit do you get for your books? Do they give you cash for your books? So, I don't know if the Book and Bar did credit or not. I never looked into that. The Used Book Superstore did do credit. You could either sell your books to them and they would give you the amount that they feel it was worth, but you can also donate your books and you will get a 15% off coupon. So that is what I had done at the Used Book Superstore. I just brought in a bunch of books. I was like, oh my God, take them. They were like, here, have a coupon. And I was like, great, I'm gonna buy more books. You know, I intend to do a book on haul at the end of the year, and I am going to try to convince my mother to bring me down to Burlington to drop them off there, and then, you know, do a little book shopping. You know, and get a coupon. So that is how their system works. Crack Skulls does something, but it's almost like consignment, and I honestly, I tried reading it and was like, I am confusion, and so I didn't. And then thrift books, you can also sell the books to them, and they will either give you store credit or either store credit or cash. Question number 3, how often do you go to your used bookstore? Can you share how much credit you have there? So I don't go because they're closed. I would say when they were open, maybe 5 times a year. And honestly, that's like kind of combined. Like I would go to different ones. Thrift books, I probably use more than 5 times a year. A little too often, maybe. But I don't actually have credit anywhere because, you know, my store's closed down and I've never tried selling anything to thrift books, which just seems like a pain in the ass. They do it, but like I'd have to ship them, and that's annoying. That's annoying. I don't want to ship them. So yeah, no credit anywhere. And yeah, I mean, oh, how many thrift order books do I put in per year? Like 8, maybe? Rough guesstimate. I like buying books, you know? Sue me. Question number 4, what, if any, restrictions does your used bookstore have on how you can use your credit? I have no idea about any of them, honestly. I don't think Used Book Superstore had any restrictions. At least I don't remember reading anything about it, and I don't think Thrift Books does either. But again, I haven't really tried that yet, so I guess we'll find out. Question number 5, how is your used bookstore organized? What do you like and or dislike about how it's organized? All right, so we're gonna go through each of the bookstores. So honestly, most of them are done by genre. So the Book and Bar had fiction, and then different sections of nonfiction, and then also local authors, and then children's. The Used Bookstore Superstore had a more broken up system. So there was classic section, a fantasy sci-fi section, a horror section, a mystery section, a romance section, that kind of thing, and then different sections of nonfiction as well, and a whole room dedicated to children's and young adult books, which were separated by age. And then Crack Skulls is also genre, and it's just kind of, you know, fiction, a few categories of nonfiction, and then young adult and children's. And then Thrift Books, I mean, is, you know, it's a website. You search for what you want. I like all of those setups. You know, I'm good with genre, and then it's alphabetical by author, so that's easy enough. I always do get kind of confused in biography sections about whether it's alphabetized by like the person that they are about, or if they are alphabetized by author. So like sometimes I'm like, I don't know. So I just look at every book, you know, like a normal person. But yeah, I don't have any complaints about any of those setups. The used bookstore that I got to go to once that was in my town was a lot more chaotic, and I wasn't a huge fan of how that was set up. They were like really stacked and stuff, and you just kind of had to, they were alphabetized, but I don't really dislike anything about how it's organized. I do really like on Thrift Books that you can search through like by editions and see them. So here is just a book page. It's the complete poems of Christina Rossetti. Oh, this might not be a good one to look at. I don't know. I have that up for another reason that we'll talk about later. But you see, you can click on see all 6 editions, and it will show you the different editions. Holy crap, who's paying $115? That better be a damn original. Holy. And then you can also look at the different conditions that they have. So I do really like that. Let me show you a better one though that has more fun. Let's look at Little Dorrit. They always have a lot of Dickens ones. So, main page. So you can like select your formats, hardcover, mass market, paperback, conditions, good, very good, whatever. Or you can go and look at all 267 editions and go through to find, okay, do I want the Penguin? Do I want the Wordsworth Classics? Do I want the Everyman's Classic? The whichever this one is? The Oxford World's Classic? The only thing that I don't like about this is that sometimes with the Penguins and with the Oxfords as well, it will show a picture of the newer edition, but then when you buy it, it's the older edition. So I have had that happen with a few different books. A good example is The Way We Live Now, which I'm currently reading. So this had like the newer Penguin design, not the newest Penguin design because I hate it, but the you know, the white bar, the black thing, and then the picture up top. But what I got was the older design, which does not have the white band and stuff. So you do have to be careful about that and look closely at the dates in the edition details, because that is usually how you can make sure. But that's kind of a pain in the ass, to be honest. But yeah, that's what I like and don't like about the Thrift Books organizations. And all other organizations I'm fine with, whatever. Question number 6. What is the best find or deal you have found at a used bookstore? I don't remember how much I paid for this, to be honest, but it doesn't really matter because it was more of like just a great find. And that was this box set of the Wrinkle and Time Quartet. Except when I got it at the Used Book Superstore. There was a Wrinkle in Time right here, but it was not a matching edition. It was just like some random other one. However, I already owned A Wrinkle in Time in this edition. So I went up to the desk and was like, hey, can I just buy these? Because this one doesn't match and I don't need it anyway. And they were like, yeah, I don't even know why that's in there. Yes. So now I have the entire set. It very sadly does not fit in the box. I don't know why. If it's just because I've read it, so it's fatter than it was, or they've all been read, so they're all fatter than they were. But I have tried and it doesn't go. But yeah, I was so happy with these. These editions are really pretty. Like just the covers of them, I like a lot. I've only read the first 2 books and half of the 3rd one. I need to read the rest of it, but I was so excited to find it in the edition that I had. I was like, what? It was crazy. So yeah, definitely the best thing I've ever found. Question number 7, is there something you saw at your used bookstore and now you regret not purchasing it? Yes. So that's where that Complete Poems of Christina Rossetti comes in. So I saw this, I don't remember which bookstore it was at. I don't think it's one that I've talked about, but I saw a used copy of this in a bookstore and I debated hardcore on getting it and was like, no, because I wasn't really into poetry at the time. It's like, I don't need that. Past Elizabeth was an idiot. I want that book so badly. Like, why didn't you buy it? Ugh. Like, I mean, I can buy it on thrift books, although the price was kind of stupid on thrift books. But yeah, why did I not buy it? I don't know. I'm dumb. I regret that frequently, like very frequently. More frequently than you would expect. Because honestly, how often are you gonna pick up the Complete Poems of Christina Rossetti? But yeah, no, I still think about that sometimes and cry inwardly. Question number 8, is there a book you are always on the hunt for at your used bookstore? Not really, because you don't know what you're gonna find. I will say, however, I did frequently, before I found it, look for this specific edition of Wicked by Gregory Maguire. So I like the ones where they flip and it's the full art. I'm very obsessed with those covers. Gregory Maguire's all have them. But the version that you find most frequently in used bookstores is the musical cover, which I did not want. So I did like frequently go and look at Maguire and see, and then one day they had it and I was like, mine. So yeah, I did look for this a bit. And the other thing I would say is when I went to the book and bar, I would always go and look and see what they had by A.S. Byatt. I bought my first book by Byatt, Possession there. And then I also ended up getting Angels and Insects and The Biographer's Tale. All at different times. The Biographer's Tale I hated in the end, but oh well. So yeah, I did always go and look to see what Byatt books they had. And I was like, oh, I can buy another one of these. I was like, read what you have, because I still hadn't read The Biographer's Tale. I didn't read that until this year. And now the book and bar is closed. So, it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, not a specific book by Byatt, just what do you have? Question number 9. If you could run your used bookstore for a day, what changes would you make? I'd reopen them. Yeah. So for Cracked Skulls, I think I'd just expand the selection. I mean, that would be hard because it's a very small space, but more books. I want more books. So that's really the only change that I would make. Other than that, yeah, just reopening them. Reopen the book and bar. Bring the book and bar back. I'm so mad. So mad. Question number 10. If you could go used book shopping with any booktuber in any city, who would you go with and where? Okay, so I am so jealous of the UK booktubers. They just had a meetup in York, which is one of my favorite cities ever. Love York. And they like did a bookstore crawl. And I'm like, I wanna go. It looked so fun. Katie from Books and Things was there. Roz from Scallydandling about the books. A bunch of other people. I'm like, I'm so jealous. I want to go. Because I feel like that would be so fun and they would all be such fun people to bookshop with. But alas, I don't live in the UK anymore. I did for 1 year, but didn't have a booktube channel then. So for American booktubers, I'd go book shopping with any of you. Like, honestly, like, I just like having people to bookshop with because I really don't have many people to bookshop with. But I do think it would be fun to do like a New England booktube meetup and go book shopping. I know that Kim from Middle of the Book March lives somewhere in my general area because she has gone to some of the same stores as me. I think AJ from AJ Dunn Reads and Writes lives in New England somewhere. No, Alana Estelle is originally from New England. I don't know if she is living in the area still. But yeah, I would go book shopping with all of you. I would go book shopping with literally all of you. It would be so much fun. Like, I would love to go book shopping with Kelly just to see this crazy used bookstore she has that can't seem to like figure out what their credit system is. Just for the experience, but also it would be fun to go book shopping with Kelly. So yeah, I don't know. I just want to go book shopping with all of you. Question number 11 is to tag some booktubers, which I'm not going to do, as I said, because I don't know who has been tagged in this already. I don't know who buys used books. So I'm just gonna not tag people. But if you see this and you want to do it, you can consider yourself tagged by me. I would also love to hear your answers to some of the questions down in the comments below. And now for the little mini book haul that I have. These are all from thrift books, and they are also all for my 18th century novel project. And they are the last 3 that I needed. So the first one is Love in Excess by Eliza Haywood. This is a Broadview Press edition, which I really like these editions. I've been reading quite a few of them lately, and I like them. It's a little banged up, but whatever. I'm not like, as long as it's like readable condition, I'm not super picky about that. I don't love heavily annotated ones, and this is a little bit annotated, but not badly. We then have Gulliver's Travels by Jonathan Swift in a Penguin Classics edition. Again, a little beat up, but not bad, and not annotated from the looks of it. And then finally, we have The Life and Opinions of Tristram Shandy, Gentleman by Lawrence Stern. Bit of a chunker, again in a Penguin edition. A little beat up, but not at all bad. Penguins get beat up really easily. And it doesn't look like there's any annotations in this one either. Oh, a little bit at the beginning. Did you not finish it? Did you give up? I always wonder that, like, if I get a used book and it has annotations right at the beginning, and then it, like, stops. I'm like, did you finish it, or did you just get so into it that you stopped annotating it? I'll never know. Oh, that is my last book haul until I get my Christmas presents. And I will be reading all of those in 2025. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more of my bookish content. It has been great chatting with you. I will see you soon. Bye.